third question from exercise 13.3. This question is different from the previous one. Of course, each question is different from the previous one. In this question, a well is dug of dimension 7 meter in that is diameter. You understand that this section is also a circular one. I am not going to draw a circular thing here. Right, it's left out. Diameter of this well, this is well, 7 meters. Diameter of the well is 7 meters. And the height, that is depth is given as 20 meters. This is dia. Dia can be indicated like this, or you can just write dia. Diameter and depth. Now the mud that comes or that gathers is made into a cuboidal form like this, whose dimensions are 14 by 22. 22, 14. The question here is, we have to find thickness. I'll explain this once again. This is a pretty simple question. A well is dug and the mud that gathers is made into a platform like this, which has dimension of 22 meters by 14 meters. And you have to find out the thickness of this mud. This is mud platform. Again, from the law of conservation of volume, you have volume of the cylinder equal to the volume of the cuboid. Volume of the cylinder is nothing but pi r square into h. I am not going to write the formula now. So pi into r square. R square is nothing but half the diameter, that is 7 by 2 square. 7 by 2 into 7 by 2 pi into r square. This is diameter. If I indicate this by symbol d, for those who don't understand, r is 7 by 2. Half of diameter is radius. So I am substituting here directly instead of writing pi r square and then substituting later. Pi into r is 7 by 2 into r, that is 7 by 2 into height, or that is depth. Height of the cylinder is 20 meters. This is 20 meters. This is equal to volume of the cuboid. Volume of the cuboid or volume of any cubical thing is nothing but all the dimensions multiplied together just once. Therefore, this is T into 22 into 40. We know all the terms except T and find out T. Therefore, pi I am substituting it as 22 by 7. This is multiplied by 7 by 2 into 7 by 2 into 20 is equal to T into 22 into 40. 7 goes out with this. 2 times 11 gives me 22. Right. So this is, again, here also 20 by 2 is 10. So 10. I'll write now. So 11 into 7 into 10 divided by, taking the numbers or integers in the denominator in the left hand side gives me T. 22 into 14. 7 times 2 gives me 14. 2 times 5 gives me 10. So what am I left with? 55 divided by 22. Why 55? That is the product of 11 and 5 gives me 52. 55. So 55 by 22 is equal to T. Now this is equal to 11 times 5, 11 times 2. Therefore 5 on 2 is 2.5 meters. 2.5 meters. This thickness is 2.5. To check in the examination whether your answer is right or wrong, what you can do is you can just multiply. You can verify by substituting T here and see if both the values equate or both the values equal. What I mean is, After substituting, let's say you got 24 in left hand side. You should also get 24 in right hand side when you substitute P here. We'll check now. 22 into 14 into 2.5 gives me volume of this mud platform. 22 into 14 into 25. Shall I write 5 by 2? Because it's convenient. If I write 5 by 2, because I can cancel that 2 in the denominator with 14. Or 14 divides 2 and also 22. So this is 5 by 2. 2 times 7. I'll first multiply 22 and 5, because always remember, wherever you see 2's and 5's, multiply those first, because that will get you zeros. This is 110. Straightforward, right? 5 times 2 is 10. Carry forward is 1. 5 into 2 is 10 plus 1 11. This is into 7, which is equal to 770. I should get volume of the cylinder also as 770 meter cube. Let us see if I get volume of the cylinder also as 770 meter cube. So volume of the cylinder is nothing but pi into r square into h. I am straightforward simplifying here. Okay. See, I can take what is remaining here. Consider only this part. I am not going to rewrite it again because I have written it once. Pi r square into h is the volume of the cylinder. Pi is written as 22 by 7. 7 by 2, then 20. 2 goes out with 20 and gives here 10. That is 2 times 10, 10 is 20. Again, 2 times 11 here. And then 7 and 7 goes off. What remains is, this is 11, 7 and 10. 11 times 7 is 77 into 10 is equal to 770 meter cube. So you see, we have volume of the cylinder as 770 meter cube and volume of this cube or cuboid, cuboid is also 770 meter cube. All the time what we are dealing with here is, we are dealing with law of conservation of volume. Nothing changes except the shapes. We had, this was solid ground before, and we dug it into the form of well, or that is cylinder, and the mud was taken out and reshaped, it was shaped into the platform of cube, or it was shaped in this platform, or in this shape, or in the form of cuboid. It was the muddy platform, that is mud, was shaped into cuboid to get this thing, and after conversion you have 770 meter cube. I'll just quickly explain. Cylinder which is dug and the mud is taken out and it is made into a platform like this, and we are supposed to find out thickness of this mud, and given dimensions are 22 by 14 meters, 7 meters, and depth. The depth and the diameter of the cylinder is given. So pi r square into h, that is volume of the cylinder, will be equal to volume of this muddy platform. So pi r square into h, substituting, you get t as 2.5. To check this answer, if it is correct or not, you substitute back in this equation and see if it equates with this to give 770 meter cube. Next question I am about to solve, might I say, is difficult and interesting as well. Remember, in the previous question we had a well dug and the mud taken, and a well was dug and the mud was made into a platform. The mud that came out of this well was made into this platform, cuboidal platform, and we had found out the thickness of this cuboid. In this question, you have a well dug, but instead of forming the mud in the shape of cuboid, we are going to layer that mud around the cylinder like this. And we have to find out the thickness of this ring. The mud is layered in the form of ring, and we have to find out the thickness of the ring. The width of the ring, this width is given as 4 meters. 4 meters, and the diameter of the well is given as 3 meters. Diameter of well is given as 3 meters, and we have to find thickness and the height. Height is required. Height is given as 14 meters. Height is given as 14 meters. Again, from the law of conservation of volume, you will have volume of the cylinder or the volume of the well equal to the volume of this ring, and after writing it, we will get only one term. After writing the law of conservation of volume in terms of mathematical expression, we get only one unknown term, and that unknown term will be thickness of the ring. If I write the ring in this, I can also write this ring in this shape, or like this, outside. This is the ring, and there is a well inside of it, like this. This is the hole, you can say. And we have to find out this thickness. Volume of the well is nothing but pi r square h. Pi, radius r is 3 upon 2, because half the diameter will give me radius. I am not writing the formula here. I'll still repeat. Formula for volume of the cylinder is given by 4 pi r square, pi r square into h. R is 3 by 2. R square, therefore this is 3 by 2 into h. Height of the cylinder is 14. This is equal to volume of the well, or the volume of the cylinder will be equal to volume of the ring. Volume of the ring, okay. Now this is the area you are going to find out. This left out, that you can see the top surface here, which is unshaded. The unshaded part and multiplied by the thickness gives me volume. What is volume? Area of cross section multiplied by the thickness. This will be the area, the unshaded part multiplied by the thickness. And I'll write. Until now, we have only dealt with solid objects, so it was very easy to find out the volume. We just took area of cross section and multiplied that with thickness. When it comes to hollow objects, we have to keep in mind that two diameters exist. That is outer diameter and the inner diameter, and we have to subtract those two. For example, this is a ring, and let us say I am supposed to find this area, the shaded area. This entire region is shaded, and I am supposed to find that region. If I assume the radius of the bigger circle as r by the capital letter R, and if I indicate the radius of the smaller circle by small letter r, this radius as small letter r, what will this be area be? Look, I am calculating whole area first. This, look at my hand, it covers entire area. This area is nothing but pi times r square, that is because it's circle, so pi r square. If I subtract only this much area, I get the remaining area. Subtract this much area, I get the remaining area. So pi r square minus pi small r square. That gives me area of this region. Okay, actually this is torus. It's called torus in mathematical terms. Like you see a child playing in a swimming pool. With, this torus is placed in its hand just to stay him afloat. Okay. So pi r square, the volume of the cylinder is pi r square into h is equal to volume of the torus. Volume of torus is it's not torus. This is not torus though, because torus is something like this. You understand? This is curved like a pipe. The cross section is like a pipe. Now this is equal to pi into r square. Now capital R square minus small r square. In this case, this thickness is given as 4 meters and this guy is 3. So this length, the radius is 3 by 2, which is 1.5. The radius is 1.5. 1.5 plus 4, it gives me 5.5. So distance from here to here is, from this point to the outer point, is 1.5 plus the thickness. This is 1.5, the radius of the circle. 1.5 plus 4, 5.5. That is just the outer radius. That's what I was. That's the reason I've explained this in the first place. Outer radius. This radius. This radius. This length plus this thickness plus radius. 5.5 plus, that's it. And inner diameter or the inner radius is 1.5. So let's substitute now. Capital R here is 5.5. This square minus small r square. Small r is this stuff, which is 1.5 square, multiplied by thickness. Thickness is given as, how much is thickness? 4, right? Thickness is 4. Oh, I'm sorry. Here's the thing. Area of cross section multiplied by the thickness gives me volume. That is what I'm supposed to find. Thickness is not given. That is unknown term. Just log stop. Okay. That is it. When you solve this, you should get the answer. Pi cancels out. 3 by 2, 3 by 2. So 3 by 2 into 3 by 2. 2 goes out with 14 to give 7. So this is 7 equal to. Let's multiply and subtract these two terms. 55 square. Remember in one of my previous classes, I told you how to calculate square of any given number. Square of any given number. 5 square is 25. 5. And take 2 here. Just write 2 somewhere else. Multiply both the digits in the next step. First step is taking the square of the unit digit, which is 25, writing out the tens digit separately, and the unit digit is written as here. And 5 into 5 is 25. 25 into 2 is 50. 50 plus 2, 52. 2, 5. 5 square is 25. 2 written here. 5 into 5 is 25. Into 2 is 50. Plus 2, 52. 2 carry forward 5. 5 square is 25. 25 plus 5, 30. If you still didn't understand this method, please follow this as usual method. 55 times 5 is 50 into 5, 250 plus 25, 275. Or again you can just multiply, right? This is again 275. 5, 7 plus 5, 12, carry 1. 7 into 1 is 7 plus 7, 8, 9, 10, 0. And just use this method or this method, whichever you feel easy, and use that method. If you did not understand this method, please use this. But as we take and more classes, I'll again keep telling you this method so that you get used to this method. This is equal to, since there is a decimal point here, this is as good as 55 by 100 by 10 into 55 by 10, isn't it? Because 5.5 into 5.5 can be written as 55 by 10, 55 by 10. This is, so after placing the point after 2 digits from the right hand side. So this is 30.25. 30.25. You know 15 square, 225. So this is 2.2. Isn't this 28? Right? This subtraction is 28. How? Just subtract. It's easier. See, 13.25 minus 2.25. 0.28. That's it. This is t. And now you got 3 by 2. Just right here. 3 by 2 into 20. 3 by 2 into 20. Pi r square into h. Pi r capital R square minus small r square into thickness. So thickness is okay. 21 is multiple of 7 and also multiple. 28 is also multiple of 7. So in short, 21 and 28 are both multiples of 7. So can I say 7 times 3 is 21 and 7 times 4 is 28? That's right. So writing further here, what do we have? 3 by 2 multiplied by, this is 3 multiplied by 3 equal to 4 into t. So therefore, if I take this in the denominator, you got 3 into 3 is 9 and 2 into 4 is 8. So this is equal to t. Let's divide 9 by 8. 9, 8. 8 times 1, 8. Remainder is 1. 0.0182 is the remainder. 0 to the 16. 4 is the remainder. 0. 8 5 the 40. So thickness is 1.125 meters. I know this question is not easy, still repeat anyway. A well is dug and the mud that comes out of well is made in this form. The ring is kept around that well. That mud is laid in the form of ring like this, just surrounding the well. And the thickness of that ring is given as 4 meters, and diameter of the cylinder or the diameter of the well is given as 3 meters, and we have to find out thickness of the ring. And I have explained how we get this area, the shaded area, from pi r square minus pi r square. Quickly, now, again from the law of conservation of volume, pi r square into h, that is for the cylinder, will be equal to pi r square into thickness. Pi into capital R square minus small r square into thickness of the ring. So pi r square into h, that is substituting the values, we get T is equal to 1.12.
No more spending your energy and money on coaching classes or missing classes for rain, for rally, and any other nonsense. Subjects covered by multiple teachers with repeat telecasts. Doubts, concepts, applications, no problem. All explained through great and significant animation. So sit back comfortably in your home and watch Study Spectrum TV channel.
What I've written is looking very clumsy. I'll just tell you where is what. Okay. Now this entire thing is law of conservation of volume. I've written volume of the cylinder is equal to volume of the ring. I've explained this before, and I've substituted and get the values. Now the rest part is all explanation. How we get this T is equal to 1.125? That is from here. This box represents the first part of the calculation, and this box represents the second part of the calculation. Final answer. And you know this usual method of division. That's it there. And this is all, the rest is the explanation for you guys. This part. This part is explanation purpose. And this is your problem. This is your problem. Given problem. And I have written directly 5.5 and 1.5 here. In case you got confused here, it's pretty simple. See, thickness is given. I am supposed to find out the outer radius. Thickness is 4 meters and the radius of the inner circle is 3/2 because I know the diameter is 3. So 3/2 is 1.5 and 4. So 1.5, that is 1.5 plus 4 is 5.5. Entire thing is 5.5 and this radius of the inner circle is 1.5. That's how we get. This is where the trickier part lies. The rest is pretty simple, you can do it. Next question, number 5 from exercise 13.3 is again based on conversion of law of conservation of volume. We'll draw the diagram first. This container is totally filled with ice cream. So this is ice cream. And this container in the form of cylinder has dimensions of 6/12. That is, diameter is given as 6 centimeters. 6 centimeters. 6 centimeters. And the height is given by 15 centimeters. Height is given by 15 centimeters. And now this ice cream that is contained in this container is scooped out and filled in the form of a cone with a hemisphere on the top of it. I'll repeat. Ice cream is taken out from this container and filled in this shape. As usual ice cream that we have. This is cross section of the hemisphere and cone. Now the dimensions of this cone and hemisphere are given as 12 centimeter as height of the cone, and the diameter of the hemisphere is 6 centimeters. 6 centimeters. Now the question is, how many such ice creams can we have? Right? How many ice creams can we have by using the whole amount of ice cream that is present in this container? So, right? Again, the law of volume of conservation. What does it state? Right? If you have conversion of one form of the shape to other form, but with volume remaining the same. Now, volume of the cylinder is equal to pi r square into h. R is half the diameter, 6 by 2 is 3. R square into height of the cylinder is 15 is equal to, now the entire volume will be equal to n number of ice creams, n multiplied by volume of the individual ice cream. This is ice cream. Volume of the individual ice cream is given by volume of the cone plus volume of the hemisphere. Now see what's happening here. We are using the concept that we've learned before. What did we learn? We've solved questions on volume of the combination of different solid. Now this is a solid with different combinations of shapes. One solid is in the form of cone and another is in the form of hemisphere. So this n is the number of ice creams that we can have. Now the volume of the cone is 1 by 3 pi r square into h. Pi radius square is again 3 square, right? Radius square is 3 square. Oh, another thing. Now this diameter is not 6 centimeters, but the radius is 6 centimeters. This radius is 6 centimeters. You could have still solved using that, but in your textbook, question number 5 has radius as 6 centimeters. So therefore you have this as 6 and 6 pi r square into h is equal to n into 1 by 3 pi r square into h is height of the cone. Volume of the cone plus volume of the hemisphere. Volume of the hemisphere is 2 by 3 pi r cube. So 2 by 3 into pi r cube. R is half of 6 is 3 cube. So pi multiplied by 6 into 6 into 15 equal to n into, I can take pi out. You have that 3 square and there is 1 3 in the denominator. You will have 3 here into 12. This is 12 plus 3 cancels with one of the 3's here. So you will have 3 square. 3 goes out, so 2 into 3 square. 2 into 3 square. So pi cancel on both the sides. So you'll have here n multiplied by 12 times 3 is 36 plus 3 square is 9 into 2 is 18. So this is 36 into 15, 6, I multiplied 6 by 6 here, and this is equal to that. This is equal to n into 36 plus 18 is 54. And this is 36 into 50. And now cross multiplying, you'll have n is equal to 36 into 15 divided by 54. 54 is multiple of 3 and also 36. So 3 times 12 and 3 times 3 1 3 4 5 18. 3 times 12, 3 times 18 is equal to 12 into 15 by 18. 6 times 2 and 6 times 3. 6 times 2 and 6 times 3. And this is equal to 2 into 15 by 3. And this is 3 times 5. So therefore, there can only be 10 such ice creams that can be made from this ice cream containing in this whole container. 10 such ice cream. When you make 10 such ice creams of this shape and add the volumes of the individual ice creams, you will have volume of the whole cylinder. Question 6 from exercise 13.3. In this question, you have a silver coin whose thickness is 2 mm. Whose thickness is 2 mm. The diameter is 1.75. This is a silver coin whose diameter is 1.75 centimeters and thickness is 2 mm. Now this is melted to form a cuboid. This is melted to form a cuboid. And the dimensions of the cuboid are 10 centimeters, 5.5 centimeters, and 3.5, all in centimeters, except this is in millimeters. In order to convert millimeters into centimeters, what all you have to do is just divide the number by 10. To convert, I'll repeat, to convert millimeters to centimeters, divide any given number which is in millimeters by 10. So 2 by 10 is equal to 0.2 centimeters. The question now is, how many such coins will be used to form this cuboid? Again, the law of conservation of weight. N multiplied by volume of this coin equal to volume of this cuboid. N is number of coins used. Now N into volume is nothing but area of cross sectional, area of the cross section multiplied by the thickness. Area, this area will be 4 pi r square, which is, pi r square, because it's area of a circle. So pi r square is 1.75 by 2, because diameter is known to you. This entire length from here to here is diameter. So 1.75 by 2, 1.75 by 2. Also, this is whole multiplied by 0.2. You say how? This is how. Area of cross section multiplied by thickness is volume. So this entire term forms area of cross section. Entire term forms area of, not this n though, n is written outside the bracket, area of cross section. CS stands for cross section, and this is your thickness. This is equal to volume of the cuboid. Multiply all the dimensions of a cuboid, you get the volume. 10 multiplied by 5.5 multiplied by 3.5. 2 goes out with this 2, gives me 0.1. Now calculations here. And the remaining part should be easy. Just the calculations to find out number of coins that will be used to form this cuboid. So n equal to, or rather, pi into 175 into 175. I'll tell you why I am not writing point here. Now this is 2. This is by 100 if I am correct. 100 into 100. Remove the decimal point. Place 2 zeros in the denominator with 1. 1.75 is written as. And what is here? It's 0.1. So can it be written as 1 by 10? Yes, it can be. This is equal to, this whole term is equal to product of these terms. Isn't it 55 multiplied by 33.5? Then when you multiply with 5.5, you will have 55, and this is 3.5. This is equal to 55 into 3.5 by 10. Am I right? Isn't it 35 by 10? Because 3.5 I've written it as 35 by 10. So 10 goes out on both the sides, because 10 is present in the denominator of left hand side as well as right hand side. Pi can be written as 22 by 7. 22 by 7 multiplied by 175 into 175 by 2 by 100 into 100. This is equal to 55 into 30. 7 times 2. 7 to the 14. Remainder is 3. Here we will have 35. So 7 is 35. So 25 times 7 is 175. If you remember it, it's good. You can straight away write it. 2 times 11. So this is, now where is n? This is n, right? So n should be multiplied here. This entire bracket should be multiplied by n. N equal to 55 into 35 whole divided by, and also I can take these 2 hundreds in the numerator into 100 divided by, what is remaining here? 11, 25 and 175. 11, 25, 175 are the remaining terms which come in the denominator when you shift from the LHS to the RHS. 11 times 5, 55. 5 times 5 is 25. Am I right? Okay. And this is equal to 35 into 100 into 100 by 5 into 170. 11 times 5 and then 5 times 5. So 5 into 175. 35, 35, 200s, 200s. This is 5 times 20. Because 20 times 5 is 100. 7 times 5. Is it divisible by 7 first of all? Let's see. 7 to the 14. Remainder is 3. It goes by 7. We have done it previously. 7 5 is 35. 7 times 20. So this is equal to 5 into 20 into 100 by 25. 20 is multiple of 5. 25 is also multiple of 5. So 5 times 4 and 5 times 5. Right? And this 5 goes out with this 5 to give me 4 into 100. Now this is equal to 400 such small ice creams. These small coins. 400 coins will be used to form a cuboid. 400 coins. The important factor to remember here is this thing. If you just take 2 mm, just substitute here 2 mm and multiply that with area of cross section, you will get wrong answer, because this is in terms of millimeters and the rest is in terms of centimeters. So that's the catch. This is the catch in this question. I'll repeat this once again. The silver coins which are melted to form a cuboid of this shape and this volume, that is 10 into 5.5 into 3.5. And the question is, how many such silver coins will be used to form this cuboid? Just write down the volume of one single silver coin and multiply that with n, the number of silver coins, and you'll have n here.